Hey guys, this is Mr. O. Starting out with a little preview today. Got you a little preview there, guys. We're doing our slides today. I apologize for not having my face on the video. These slides are very active and there's lots of things that make it difficult to place my camera. So you're going to have to just listen to me today. We're doing India's geography, climate, and the monsoon. That's the video you just heard for a moment. Our new video for this unit is based on Drake. So definitely check out our video clip, and by the end of the unit, you will be very comfortable in knowing all of the terms, the locations, the rivers, and the great features of India. A very great unit, guys. I think you'll find it very fascinating, this part of the world. India. Well, we start off with our map. This is India, a subcontinent or peninsula is the question. We always recommend making notes on highlighted items. A subcontinent is a smaller piece of land that is part of a larger continent, yet has some differences that earn a separate designation. While physically connected, subcontinents usually have a different geography, culture, and even rest on a different tectonic plate than the main continent. India's culture is uniquely their own. Their experience a climate unlike most of Asia, and this massive land mass rests solely on its own Indian plate. However, many refer to India as a peninsula. This is a piece of land that is surrounded by water on three sides. We have a peninsula in our country, don't we, guys? It is called Florida. The Bay of Bengal sits on India's east, the Arabian Sea to its west, and the Indian Ocean to its south. Is India a peninsula or a subcontinent? Well, it depends mainly on who you talk to, but India is actually both. India's rivers. As we see, most of our civilizations at this time were based around rivers, just like early America. Now, India's rivers are crucial to daily life. They provide fresh drinking water as well as water for farmers to grow crops. Through technological advancements, water now provides electricity for the 1.1 billion Indians who inhabit the region. Two of India's greatest rivers are the Ganges and the Indus. The source of both rivers rests high up in the Himalaya mountains. Here, glaciers and snow melt to provide the flow of water for India's rivers. As the water rushes down the mountainside, it fans out into a wide plain known as the Indo-Gangetic Plain. We see that common fan-like feature that we saw with the Nile River. We see here on the Ganges on the eastern side and the Indus on the western side. And they originate in the mountains, and there's the Indo-Gangetic Plain. There's a closer view. The Ganges on the eastern starts in the Himalayas and empties into the Bay of Bengal. The Indus River is on the western India, starts in the Himalayas, and empties into the Arabian Sea. Here's our population density map. So the question is, as we see, the lighter colors have less people, the darker reds have more, we see on our legend in the corner. Do you notice the heavily concentrated areas of people in India's northern and northeastern sections? This is a result of the favorable conditions in the Indo-Gangetic Plain. The Deccan Plateau is located in central India and covers approximately 43% of its landmass. Like all plateaus, this area is flat and has a higher elevation than the surrounding areas. The plateau is generally a very dry region. However, seasonal rain allows for farmers to grow grains, beans, cotton, and a variety of medicinal plants and herbs. Today, farmers use around 60% of the plateau to grow crops, and the remaining 40% is used for animal grazing. And this is where the plain is located. India's mountains. Mountains are formed by tectonic plates pushing themselves together. This is called a convergent plate boundary. And when this happens, there's nowhere for the land to go but up. The Himalayas are an example of a mountain range created this way. The word Himalaya translates to mean home of snow, since its tallest peaks have snow year round. Do you see how the Indian and Eurasian plates are pushing against each other? This action is what causes mountains to form. And when you already have mountains, it makes them higher. Its tallest peak is the highest mountain in the world. It is known as Mount Everest and is over 29,000 feet tall. Due to the continued force exerted at the convergent plate boundary, Everest continues to grow taller by 5 centimeters per year. Very famous mountain range. Be a wonderful topic for you to search on YouTube and see how the Sherpas help people reach its peak every year. Many have lost their lives performing such activities. Do you see how the Indian and Eurasian plates are pushing against each other? This action is what causes mountains to form. And when you already have mountains, it makes them higher. The Ghats are another set of India's mountains. The eastern and western Ghats border the Deccan Plain on each side. The Ghats are very fertile. The monsoons bring plenty of rainfall, while India's great rivers also drain through the Ghats. India's southern border has mountains on both sides, the western and eastern Ghats, as you see signified by the arrows. Wildlife in both ranges is very diverse. Many medicinal plants habitat the area. Elephants, leopards, and tigers all dot the landscape. The monsoon. Monsoons are strong, violent windstorms that change directions based on the season. These have a dramatic impact on India's climate as they bring rainfall to different parts of the subcontinent based on the time of the year. While Indian farmers rely on seasonal monsoon to bring rainfall, it is important to know that a monsoon only refers to the changing of the wind pattern. People often associate monsoons with severe rainstorms, like the one above. However, a monsoon only refers to the violent wind changes direction with the season. There are dry monsoons too. The summer monsoon brings heavy rainfall to India between April and October. As the winter months come to an end, the weather pattern begins to shift. Air from the southwest begins to blow towards the northeast. As the air blows across the Indian Ocean, it picks up the moisture. Once it reaches the Indian subcontinent, torrential rainfall begins across the land as the air cannot hold any more moisture. And we see the same thought bubble. We have a nice clip down here, guys. See the effects of a monsoon in Pakistan. I do encourage you to go back to the slide presentation attached to this document by Mr. Lockett, Miss Carol, and myself, and watch these links. India's summer monsoons. Farmers love summer monsoons since it brings much needed rainfall to grow their crops. Dairy farmers rely on monsoon to keep their cows healthy and well fed. Since a great deal of electricity is produced by hydroelectric power plants, businesses, government officials, and schools also rely on the summer monsoon. The summer monsoon brings much needed rainfall for crops. The water power provided by the monsoon gives millions of Indians access to electricity. India's summer monsoons. The summer monsoon can be just as destructive as it is beneficial. Streets flood, mudslides can bury villages, and people are often killed. Torrential rain creates mudslides that can swallow up entire villages. India's winter monsoon. Once summer season passes and autumn arrives, the summer monsoon is replaced with the winter monsoon. The winter monsoon arrives in October and lasts until April. The wind pattern shifts almost in a complete reversal. The wind now blows from the northeast to the southwest. The winter monsoon is much less powerful than the summer, mainly because the Himalaya mountains block the wind and moisture from reaching India, as we see in our map photo. In the winter, air currents reverse and travels across India from the northeast. Most of the water vapor falls in massive Himalayan mountains, which then brings dry air into India. Because of this, the winter monsoon is the dry monsoon in India. Due to this, it is common for India to experience droughts during this time of the year. Throughout most of India's north and west, vegetation dies off and the soil begins to crack. However, the East Coast does receive average rainfall during the winter monsoon. Why? Well, the air is able to pick up moisture in the Bay of Bengal that is then dropped onto India's eastern Ghats. This makes the eastern Ghats one of the few fertile places in India during the winter monsoon. Notice the cracked earth that is created from heavy, dry winds. And we have a video here attached also of how monsoons work. Okay, so that is your presentation, guys. So please, good luck on the Ed puzzle. Go back to the PowerPoint and write down your highlighted yellow notes for your test. Have a great day.